A brother asked Ikhwani, he didn't want this to be put out there in public, I guess. He didn't want people to look at him to think that he's a smoker. He was asking about the patch, the nicotine patch, which releases some type of chemical inside of the skin to manage the desire that a person has for nicotine when they're addicted to cigarette smoking. Does that break the fast? Generally speaking, the principle of the qaida is what goes in breaks the fast and what goes out doesn't break the fast. Generally speaking, but not all the time. But also along with that rule, we should understand that the nicotine patch, it does not give him any feeling of a shaba', like getting his thirst quenched, nor does it make him feel like he has eaten something. So the patch does not break the fast. The nicotine patch does not break the fast, and the person can use the nicotine patch, just like the one who has asthma. If he has to take the asthma, inhaling, it doesn't give him food, it doesn't make him feel full, nor does it quench his thirst. So out of necessity, he can take it and it doesn't break his fast, and Allah is A'la and A'la.
Can the zakat of mal be given to a relative to reducing his fard?
Can the zakat of the person be given to his relative? Is this possible in the religion? Before answering this question, Ikhwani, this is another issue that shows the virtues of the ulama of al-Islam and having knowledge in al-Islam. The person who has no knowledge, but he just has ikhlas, he reads in the month of Ramadan in different nusus that encourage him to give al-infaq fi sabilillah. So he's encouraged and he's inspired. So he goes and he says, there's a miskeen, there's a faqir, and he gives that money with ikhlas, and he'll get his reward from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Whereas the alim or the ralim, the talib or the tuwalim, he says, he reads the same nas, the same ayah, the same hadith. But when he read it, he knows the history behind it. He knows the circumstances connected to it. He knows why it was revealed, why it was said. And in addition to that, when it's time to make the tatbiq of that thing, he looks at that miskeen and that faqir, and then he looks over there, he says, but I also have a miskeen relative and a faqir relative. So instead of giving to this person, I'm going to give to my relative. And in so doing, he gets a double reward. He gets a reward for the silat al-rahm, and he gets a reward for the infaq fi sabilillah. Whereas that person just got the infaq. So knowledge empowers you. And that's what the ulama, the people of knowledge, they have that ability. Our Nabi, our Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went to pray Salatul Fajr. And when he left for the Masjid, our mother Juwayriya radiallahu anha was sitting down. And he went out. And he stayed in the Masjid until the ishraq of the sun. And then after that, he came back. And one narration said he came back at duha time. Duha, Salatul Duha, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. He came back and he said her in the same place. He said, have you been in this place since I left, making the dhikr? She said, yes, Ya Rasulullah, I've been here all of that time, making dhikr. He said, when I left, I said these words. I said them 3 times. If you say what I'm about to tell you 3 times, it will be heavier than what you just did. Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, Subhanallah, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, adada khalqihi, wa rida nafsihi, wa zinata arshihi, wa midada kalimatihi. If you say that 3 times, it would have been more heavier than all of these hours that you sat there. So the scholar, the one who has knowledge, he knows how to put things where he's going to maximize his situation. Al-amr bil ma'ruf, al-nahi anil munkar. The one who doesn't have knowledge, he goes out and he wants to participate in the mudahara, the demonstration. So he wears a jacket with a bomb, looks like a bomb. It's not a real bomb. He goes to the American embassy with a jacket with a bomb, and his face is uncovered, and he has the bullhorn. His wife has a poster saying, behead those who insult Islam. And he's out there saying death, death, death to USA and so forth and so on. That's his amr bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. The one who has knowledge, he says, nah, I'm not going to do it like that. I'm not going to put myself unnecessarily in that position where now I have to go to jail for 4 or 5 years for what? For my Hamas, my emotions? My wife is going to go to jail for what? What did we prove there? He's going to write something, the one with knowledge. He's going to write something, he's going to do it in a way that's going to bring the maximum benefit. Bring about the masalih and put down the mafasid. So as it relates to the issue of a zakat to your relatives, it's permissible to give your zakat to your relatives, provided that they are not the ones who you are responsible for. You're not responsible for them. You can't give your wife your zakat because you're responsible for her. الرجال قوامون على النساء. That's your responsibility. You can't give your children a zakat because you're responsible for them. Your mother and your father, you're responsible for them. Even if they're not living with you, if your mother and your father, if they're in need, that's your responsibility. But you can give it to your cousins and distant relatives who are not connected to you. Whereas the lady, she can give her zakat to her husband if he is truly miskeen. The wife of Abdullah bin Mas'ud, radiallahu anhuma, she has some money. Some narrations said it was zakat, some say it was his sadaqah. She told her husband, go and ask the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can I give you this money? Abdullah bin Mas'ud had izzah. He said, no, I'm not going out, you go ask him. What I look like going to ask him, I'm miskeen, can my wife give me money? That's the izzah of the companions. They didn't want the wife taking care of the husband. It's part of the culture here. She signs on, she gets everything, we're satisfied with that. He doesn't work, you take care of me. When she went and asked, Ya Rasulullah, I have this money, I want to give it to Abdullah. She said yes. He said yes, give it to him, and you get the reward of Silatul Rahim.